Hello, this is Patrick from XPression. I'd like to show you a new feature in XPression version 10.1 and higher, the ability to assign a different scene to an existing take item. So I'm here in my sequencer and I've got a lower third built here, and as you can see it's two lines. If we come over here and look at the take item inspector, you can see line 1 is titled name and item number 2 is line 2, and you can see that I've got content in here, and you can see if you look over in the preview window of it, it's a blue bar with some white text on a silver chrome background. What I want to do is, unfortunately that wasn't the template style that I was supposed to use, so I'm going to come over here to my scene manager, and you can see that I have that same scene here. It's called two line with name and ID, but I also have one here that's kind of a silver and red. What I want to do is I want to use that here. And up until now, if you wanted that done that way, you just literally have to add the new take item and then retype the information. But now what you do, it's a two-step process. It's really pretty simple. You select the scene in the sequencer, you come over to the scene manager, you right-click, and you choose Assign Scene to Selected Take Items. And yes, that's plural. I'll show you that in a second. But when I do that, there's a dialog box that says, are you sure you want to assign this scene to the selected take items? I do, so I'm going to click Yes. And as soon as I do that, you get the dialog telling me that it's done. I'll click the OK message, and you'll notice down in my preview window, it's now that red and silver version. So it's obviously something very different. Although when we look at the take item inspector, you're going to notice that it still has the objects with name and line 2. So the consistency of the object names is what makes this work. The interesting part here I showed you a second ago, that was a plural item. So I'm going to close this sequence group. I'm going to go to a different sequence group. And these are, again, all the ones that are done in blue. So I'm going to multiple select all of them. And you can see there's different content in each one of these. I'm going to come over to that scene 12 again. I'm going to right click. I'm going to assign scene to selected take items, plural. And when I do that, again, I get the dialog box asking if that's what I really want to do. And you'll notice that all those items now are built with the silver bar instead of the blue bar. Since we've updated this with the scene manager, if I have that scene selected, so I'm going to change this to, for example, scene 2 line name, I'm going to right click on one of the take items in my sequencer, and I still have that same option, replace take item with 2 line name and ID. So I changed that, and now I've got that back as Jeff Nid. I can also go ahead and select the whole group, and I can right click and replace with 2 name ID, and now they're all rebuilt. So I can do that, and I can do them again. I can do them individually. So I select the item I want to change it to, and that's what's going to be underneath my cursor when I right click and select it. And the interesting part here, this doesn't work with just text. I have a whole bunch of other things to play with here, but here's a good one. This is a graphic that was built that has members of the school board, and there's 3 heads. Well, somebody told me, there's really only 2. Okay, so I've got this new scene. And again, it's the same type of graphic. If I look at it, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to assign scene to selected take item. It's going to ask me if I want to do that. I'm going to say yes. One item is updated, and you can see that now it's changed it to the 2-headed scene. And if I change this back, what I want you to notice, there's 2 heads in here, and there's only information for 2 heads. If I come look, there's only information for 2 of them. I'm going to choose the 3-head version again, right click, select, assign scene to selected take items. Confirm it, and what you'll notice, because I don't have information for a 3rd set here, the default information will show up. In other words, what it was built with in the template. So I would have to fill that in if I want to do that. And again, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to pick one of these candidates. So I'm going to put in Terry Sewell by double clicking on him, and he should go in there. And I'm going to come to the name field for headshot number 3. Right now it says name here. I'm going to change it to Terry A. Sewell. And I've almost put it together. I've got an extra letter in there. So now it's Terry A. Sewell. So that lets me put the information, and I can change all the content, and I can change what scene, which is really the most important part here, to meet what the work requirements are. So this is replacing the scene on an existing take item.